Sipping Savvies con Gabby. Let's get it.
All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Savvy Sips, the podcast where we shake things up and take you behind the scenes of the bartending world. I'm your host, Gabby with Bad Knees Owens, because baby day is hurting today. And I couldn't be more excited for y'all to be back and joining us for this episode. This episode of Savvy Sips is brought to you by DFW Bartending, your go-to bartending and liquid catering company here in the North Texas area. In honor of Margarita Day, this week's cocktail is a spicy margarita. Tequila, habanero lime syrup, lime juice, and agave. We will be posting all our recipes on our socials, so make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at DFW Bartending. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting with my boy Zach, somebody who has been in this bartending world for a while and has a lot of crazy stories. So I can't wait to get into today's conversation. Zacharoo.
Yes, ma'am.
What's up, my boy?
What's going down?
How you doing?
Oh, I am doing great.
I know that's right. You ready to get into today's chit chat?
Time to sip some Savvies with Gabby.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's do it.
Before we get things started, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself, let us know a little bit about yourself and how you got into this bartending world.
Okay, my name is Zach Davis. I grew up in West Texas. I moved to Dallas in my early 20s. I couldn't find a job in the beginning. I grew up, my father was in the restaurant industry. He was an executive chef. I always grew up and said I would never get into the restaurant industry.
Thanks.
And I did. I ended up having to get a job at a restaurant because it was the only job I could get.
What age was this?
This is probably circa 2003. The only job I could get was as a waiter. And I said, okay, you know, I had applied for all kinds of things, but I needed some money. And I was 22 years old, and I got offered a job at Johnny Carino's. And so I took it, but I was like, this is going to be a temporary thing. I hate waiting on people. I don't like being nice, being fake. I don't like any of that stuff. So this is going to be temporary. And but I got that job, and I used to have a daily goal of about $50, right?
Right.
I'd be like, I'm going to try and make my $50 for today, because when I was 22, $50 a shift, if I worked 2 shifts, that's $100 a day. $100 a day for me at the time was amazing.
Good. Yeah.
And you got to remember, this is 20-something years ago, $100 went a little bit further.
Yeah.
A little bit further. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about gas prices were like $1.20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tuition for college was like $1,500.
Type shit.
Things have changed. But so I got that job and I started making some money, and I remember, you know, pretty quickly I was making $80 a shift, $100 a shift. And but I was looking, and the bartenders were making like $150, $200. They'd be like, man, I made $300 today. And I'd be like, man, I want to make $200, $300 a day. And but I didn't have any skills in it was all brand new to me, right? Mm-hmm. And so there was kind of an allure, being a 22, 23-year-old guy and seeing women at the bar.
Yeah. Seeing
guys, you know, within my age range, making $200, $300 a day. And I was like, I want that. And so that's kind of how I started bartending.
I know that's right. How do you feel about people saying that bartending really isn't a real job? I actually hate hearing that. People think it's just a side hustle and not really knowing what actually goes into it. So how do you feel about that? People saying that and their perception on that?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've definitely seen that on the internet. People be like, you know, I guess the one thing that I definitely see a lot that kind of triggered me, you know, to want want to respond, even though I'm not gonna respond right here. I guess I'll respond.
Yeah, please do. Let's talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? I'll see people on the internet. First of all, I'll see a server or a bartender complain about not being tipped.
Yep.
They're gonna put their little receipt out there, right? And then there's always gonna be just a long list of people talk about, well, you didn't choose. I mean, you chose your job.
Yes,
this
bro.
is what's supposed to go down. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, God only asked for 10%. Why you asking for 15? All kinds of stuff. And, I can respond to that. First of all, God didn't request that. The church did.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? God didn't request nothing. God just requests your attention and your love.
Talk to him, bro.
We get paid $2 an hour in Texas. Now, I know there are places in the United States that get paid more. But in Texas, you're required to get $2.19 an hour. And yeah, we choose to be in the service industry. And I don't take it personal. If you want to be a bad tipper,
that's on you.
That's fine. That's a reflection of your life.
Absolutely.
And I know you have a horrible life. And that's not an attack on you. I'm just saying, you're obviously miserable.
Facts.
Those people are miserable. You know what I mean? They hate their job, and then they get jealous because they see somebody that they think has no skills, has no talent, making money like we're beggars. And the reality is, a lot of people, excuse me, let me put that down.
Yeah, right.
A lot of people can't do what we do.
I'm telling you, and that be my thing about it. I'm just like, y'all think it's literally just pouring a drink or just bringing out food or whatever, but it's so much that goes into that. Like, there's literally skill. You really got to know what you're doing if you want to make this work and you want to make some money.
Yeah, you're not just good at it. First of all, you have to be good at socializing. You got to be good at memorizing the things that the drinks. You gotta be good at memorizing the drinks. You gotta be good at reading people.
Yes.
Like, if you can't read people, if you walk in the restaurant or the bar, I can look at you, bro.
And know what type of person.
I can tell what you're gonna drink.
Yeah.
I can tell what you're gonna tip.
Yeah.
Within like 5 seconds, I already know what's going down with you. So
therefore,
I don't take personal bad tips because I already know you're going to tip bad based on how you greet me, based on how you leave. I'm going to tell y'all a secret, you non-tippers.
Yellow, talk to
Let me tell you something. When you walk out the front door, you don't say goodbye. We just had an amazing time. You just talked to me. The whole time I gave you service and you walk out, you don't look at me. You know why? Because you know that you just did me dirty. Facts. But that's all good. That's all good. You have a miserable life. And so to be good at what we do, you have to be able to read people. You have to be able to conversate with many people. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. You have to be able to shift gears. You know what I mean? You got to be able to take criticism. You got to not get defensive when people are being obnoxious, rude, and they're wrong. They have this thing that the customer's always right.
Always right.
I'm going to treat you like you're right.
Hey, man.
I really am, because that's my job. That's
for
a
me,
professional
though,
thing to do.
that'd be so hard to do sometimes when you just know, like, they're dead wrong and you just be so over it, don't want to deal with it anymore. Yeah, I had to learn how to control that, because in the beginning for me, I was irritated. I was very irritated, ready to react or reacted.
I still am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. And I won't sugarcoat it, y'all. If you catch me on the wrong day,
hey, it's on.
My $2 job
might
be worth the sacrifice to come at you, bro. And I might just do it. So you better watch your step.
Yeah,
I grew up in West Texas. You know what I mean? And I try to be a professional. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to, that's why I haven't said where I work, because I'm not trying to put my job on blast. But, look, if you're going to be obnoxious, you're going to be rude. Sometimes on the wrong day, just like if I caught you on the wrong day, there's going to be a reaction, which it shouldn't happen. And it doesn't happen a lot. And that's, another part of the job that can be very difficult.
Very difficult. And we're all human. So some days is going to be those days where we just react to the stupidity.
Without a doubt. And the reality is you're going to catch a lot of that pretty much every day. But that's one of the things I'm grateful, having done this so long. When I first started working, I was not good at that at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not good at that at all. I'd react to anything. Somebody looked at me, Rob, be like, well, hey,
be
man.
ready.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be off at 3:00. We can
Where
talk
you trying
about
to
this.
meet?
You know what I mean?
It's nothing.
Yeah, and I've learned to not be so reactionary. I've also learned to, be a little more understanding of people. People, first of all, there is hangry's a thing, right? People have different things going on in their life. You probably right now have different things. I have different things. The audience has different things going on in their life that their coworkers don't know, that their servers don't know, their bartenders don't know, and we tend to take out things on strangers.
Yeah.
And we also tend to cope through eating and drinking.
Yeah.
So as a bartender, you're going to catch.
Yeah, you're going to catch that heat.
You're going to catch the heat because, you on somebody's bad day, they're probably going to come to the bar and you might be the target.
Absolutely. And that comes with, actually, like you said, reading people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So if you notice that somebody walked in, you could tell they're having a terrible day, then you got to amp up your service just to make sure, you know what I mean, they have that best experience possible, and so you don't have to deal with their attitude.
Well, and you have to humanize it. You know what I mean? Like, I have to care. If you're going to be good at this job, you got to care a little bit. You have to care.
Just
like, I care. I care. If you're having a bad day, I care. If your life's falling apart, I feel like I'm kind of one of those people that's going to be able to make you look at the other side. And I think that's really when people identify with me when I'm bartending, like, that's the key, is that I can connect with people and it's not fake.
Yeah.
I actually care that you're having a bad day.
And they can tell.
And look, man, I don't take myself serious.
Right.
I take doing the job right serious, but I don't take myself serious. I don't really take life serious.
I can feel you on
to
that.
a big extent. I understand that, a lot of things I want in life probably ain't going to happen, but a lot of really good things are going to happen that don't even have nothing to do with what I want, right?
Yeah.
So by the same token, I try to take that and let other people know that, hey, man, even though things ain't going right now, there's a lot of good stuff around the corner.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, buddy. So every bartender has a story or a lot of stories, right? So what's some of the craziest things that you've seen or heard while being behind the bar?
Well, I done heard everything.
Hey, I'm telling you, be ear hustling, bro.
I done heard
be ear hustling.
Everything?
Everything.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff. Let me think here. I have one time I had a girl. A friend of mine brought in a friend she was trying to hook me up with.
Right.
She's like, I think you're going to like this girl. And I was like, all right, bring her in. And so she brings her in. And first of all, the girl had the same last name as me.
That's
right?
weird.
And I was like, I can't do that. But she was all right. She was cute.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we'll see,
We can see
what's going on,
yeah.
right? So I served her a drink, and we were talking, and then I served her another drink. So she's on her second drink. I'm kind of just doing my job, and real quick, I turn around, and she's face down on the bar, passed out.
What?
Yeah. Passed out at the bar, and I was like, damn, I just served her. And I'm probably about 25 at the time.
Was that just one drink? Or
she was on her second drink, and I can't remember, but it was like her second vodka tonic or vodka soda. It was
that vodka, boy. I be trying to tell people.
It's not the vodka though.
Stay away from it.
But she must, she was probably
absolutely.
on some pharmaceuticals.
Absolutely.
But I had to. Her friend had left the bar, so she left me with this girl. I'm 25. I'm kind of new to the game still. She's passed out at my bar. I'm bartending at Applebee's at the time. Applebee's. Yeah. Yeah. And I had to throw this girl on my shoulder. And I took her because I didn't know what to do. But they're like, yo, that girl cannot be at the bar. I'm like, I know.
Not like that.
I put her on my shoulder and I take her to a booth. And I
flop her down.
I flop her down in the booth because I'm like, I ain't going to have her passed out at my bar. And they're like, dude, what's going on? They're like putting it on me. Like, and I'm like, I don't know who this girl is. You know what I mean? And you got to remember, this is before the days of iPhones and social media.
Yeah.
All they got is flip phones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I throw her. They're like, well, Zach, you got to do something. We're going to call the cops. I'm like, well, don't call the cops.
Where'd your friend go? Did she ever come back?
She took off, man. She was just, and I was like, man,
That's
you knew what you was doing here.
That's
right? She
cold.
didn't want to hang out with her or something. I was like, man.
So she just dumped her there.
Yeah, dumped her on me. And I was like, so anyways, I get a hold of somebody in her phone. They come pick her up. I had to carry her out. But that was
crazy.
the first wild thing. Another thing that probably, might be one of the craziest things. Okay, you can pop a beer bottle kind of by holding it like this. You pull your wine key up.
Yeah.
And it pops like a champagne
right.
bottle, right? So I wasn't actually bartending for this one, but I was at the bar. My buddy was bartending. And it used to be $2 you call it, right? So everybody, it was pretty turned up. They had the black lights on. And my buddy, AJ, shout out AJ, who I don't talk to anymore, who probably is not listening to this podcast.
Well, you better tune in,
but
AJ.
you know what? Shout out AJ.
Hey, now.
AJ pops the bottle, right? And I used to go in there for $2 you call it. I like the Jaeger bomb. $2 Jaeger bombs, boy. We got turned up. And but AJ pops this bottle, boy, and I used to think it was the coolest thing, man, the way they pop them bottles and they
they shoot up,
right?
Yeah.
And pop, right? Hit you with that pop. So he goes, pop, and it shoots up. And on top of him is floodlights, the tube lights.
I got you.
Right? And the tube lights are black lights. And it hits the black light, bro, and it breaks it.
Shatter all
over
the place.
But it was almost like an immediate thing. It goes pop, and then that black light comes
just falling
down, right? And hit AJ in the arm. Went through his arm. And it's in black light. It's dark, right? And it goes, so pop, pop, whap. And AJ looks up right at me, man. And I look right at AJ. And he goes,
I did the same thing.
Blood is like squirting up. It's like a horror movie. And I see that shit and I'm like, oh my God. And
that's insane.
That was one of the craziest things. AJ went to the hospital. But I had to go find people.
Yeah, let him know what was going on.
And
what
me
was
and
happening.
him were the only ones that saw it. And he's holding, but dude, that black light went through his arm.
What the f?
That was one of the craziest things. Now, I wasn't actually bartending, but my buddy was. So
that's
moral
wild.
of the story, if you're popping bottles like that, it's really cool outside.
But be careful.
Don't do it. Yeah, be careful. You know what I mean?
Careful.
I just gotta tell the audience, safety first. Safety
point it
first.
at nobody. You don't want to go
Watch
straight
out
up.
for tube lights. You do not want to pop the bottle.
Watch out for the eyeballs, all of that. Damn, that is insane. That is insane. The glass went through his arm.
Yeah, glass went through his arm, man.
That is
wild. He still got the scar. Another time, I was bartending and two guys had a problem with each other.
I just love those, the fights.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
There you go. Get some drinks. Get a girl involved. I don't know. Yeah. So they're on different ends of the bar. But it escalates. And I'm trying to calm it down.
Oh, that testosterone.
They're not. Yeah, they got issues. And so the one guy walks up to the one guy, and I'm like, y'all chill out. Everybody chill out. The one guy pushes the guy. Right? And the other guy just leans back,
wham,
and whack, clocks his ass. Excuse me. Clocks him. Hits him with the old haymaker. And the other guy just drops, bro. Drops like a fly, right? And then the other dude jumps on top of him, hits him like one time, but the guy on the ground is unconscious.
Yeah.
I'm just standing there. Everybody in the bar just stops. We're watching, right? We're watching. And the guy that knocked the guy out turns around and looks at me. And he apologizes. I'm like, what the hell? He said, I'm sorry.
You ain't hit me, bro.
Right? He turns to the whole bar. He says, everybody, I apologize. This guy deserved it.
I'm in the right. Sorry y'all had to see that.
He said, I know y'all don't understand, but this guy deserved it. Then he grabs his beer. It's like a 24 ounce, big boy. It's a big boy. He grabs his beer and he chugs it. Sets it down, pulls out his wallet,
Pays.
pulls out some cash, throws it on the bar, and walks out.
Like ain't nothing happened.
And homeboy's on the ground still.
Snoring.
This guy's walked out. There's a lady chasing, calling the cops.
Ah, of course. He's gone now. Just let him leave, man. He paid his tab. All right.
Like, that shit was wild, bro.
That is crazy.
And I was actually like,
were they arguing
that was
before?
the nicest knockout I ever seen.
One clean
I was
shot.
It was a gentleman. I was like, this guy probably did deserve it. You know what I'm saying? He probably did deserve it because that dude was nice.
That is hilarious.
So, yeah,
that is crazy.
There's just all kinds of shit like that. You know? You
definitely.
see that all the time.
Especially in restaurants, certain restaurants. It they can definitely get out the way, especially like around that happy hour time where you can go in and get those.
This was,
yes.
I don't know. I think it was probably late night.
It
That's
had
when,
to be.
the creatures come out at night.
Oh, yeah.
Freaks come out at night.
About 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Freaks come out at night. Yeah, 11 to 2 a.m., boy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
oh, yeah.
That's when the true alcoholics,
Oh,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean? The functional alcoholics, those are the ones that come out late night. Shout out to my functional alcoholics.
Hello.
Big tippers.
Big tippers, not
Big
for
tippers.
real.
Note to the audience, don't drink and drive. Yeah.
That's your business if you do.
Yeah.
Anyways, what are some of the weirdest cocktail requests have you had? Like anything weird that anybody's asked you to make?
Man,
or
all the time.
like what? Can you remember any?
Tequila Coke.
Ew.
Tequila Coke.
Coke?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I know. That's, obviously amateur hour.
As hell.
Cement rollers.
What is that?
That is Bailey's and lime juice.
Ew.
And it curdles after you drink it.
Clearly.
That's what they do.
Who
To my
does
Chicago
that?
friends, Malort is garbage.
What is that?
A horrible, horrible liquor from Chicago. And people from Chicago love it. Malort is horrible, but there's just something about it that calls you back. The Matt shot.
Which is? Break that
All right,
down.
yeah, okay,
break that
so,
one down.
One time, I was drinking at a bar, and my friend Matt was bartending, right? And I was a little turned up already, and I was young enough to not know about the Matt shot. And
The Matt shot
yeah,
where
so
they take the Matt and pour whatever is.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You took
to the
one of
audience.
Oh, Zach,
time out. Because I didn't know what a Matt shot is. So for the audience, if you don't know what a Matt shot is, what it is the bartender pours his drinks over the bar mats.
The bar mats, yep.
Right.
Oh,
And
God.
there's all kinds of juice,
A little bit
extra
of
liquors.
everything.
It's disgusting, okay? So everything that falls into the mat
Goes in a
gets
glass.
put into a shot glass, right?
Oh, that's disgusting.
And then they serve it to the drunk guy. And they tell him, hey, here's a free shot.
That's worse than a liquid cocaine, bro.
Right. But if your name is Matt and you're a bartender, you should be disqualified from offering the Matt shot, right? Because as a patron, I'm thinking, Matt's hooking me up with a shot,
With a
right?
shot, 'cause his name
I'm like,
is
this is
Matt.
my boy Matt. He said, hey, Zach, you want a free shot?
Yo, he
I said, what
played
kind of
you.
shot? He said, a Matt shot. I was like, well, hell yeah, Matt. I want the Matt shot.
Oh,
And,
he played you.
He played me like a
played
fiddle.
you
And then
well.
beyond that, so he does it, right? And I'm talking,
Not
I'm
even
having a
paying
great time.
attention.
Man, give me a free shot. You know what I'm saying? We get turned up for happy hour. Let's do it. He comes back. He puts some blue curacao in it, right? Because he don't want me to see that it looks like muddy waters. Because if you ever see a shot that looked like Louisiana swamp, that would be the Matt shot, right? But Matt, my friend Matt,
He played you, bro.
not the Matt shot, not the Matt shot,
But
the
the
Matt
friend.
shot has blue curacao to hide it. So I take my shot, and then everybody in the bar is like, ugh! And I was like, what was that? I was like, that tastes like water. And he goes, it was a mat shot. Oh, excuse me. He lifts the mat up. Bro.
What'd you do?
I turned from happy to angry. I turned bipolar in 1 second. You know what I'm saying? I went from okay to not all right. And I remember I said, Matt, you owe me a shot.
A real
a
one.
real shot.
A real
and it better
one.
be big. He said, I got you. He said, I got you. Yeah. I was like, you better got me. It better be big. I better get Jaeger bomb.
Wash all that down. Oh my God. I can't believe he got you.
Yeah, he got
that.
me with the mat shot. So that's probably the most disgusting shot.
Yeah, I actually served something, a mat shot to a regular. He was just crazy like
I can't
that.
do that, man.
He didn't
I'd have
care.
to
He was
really
like, just
not like
do it. And we were balls to the walls, busy. So all types of stuff was in that mat. But guess what? I gave it to him and got a good tip too. So there you go. He's like, I'll never do that again. I bet.
Take a little chaser. Yeah. You want to do this one fast.
Yeah, just shoot it back.
Tastes like Malort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That is wild. Wow, I can't believe you took a freaking mat shot.
I took the mat shot. Shout out Matt. You're an
Matt.
a-hole.
You still talk to Matt?
No, not a good friend.
Heard that.
You know what I mean, surround myself with positive people. Positive people in my older age. You know, you got to let go of some of them.
Oh,
you know?
My goodness. All right, so we're going to shift gears here a little bit. So, a lot of people only see what's in front of them as far as like what goes on in bartending and everything, but don't really get to see the business side of it. Okay. So what things do you wish people knew more about the business side and more behind the scenes when it comes to bartending?
Okay, yeah, it's bartending is not a glorious job.
Right.
If it's done well, then it gives the appearance that it's easy, that
fun.
You're just hanging out, that it's a little bit glamorous, that you get to just chill and make $300.
Right.
That is kind of, and I'll tell you this, a lot of bartenders and servers in the industry will lie to you and tell you they're making more money than what
they are.
You know what I mean? That's one of the business things is that people are not making $200 to $300. A lot of times people are working really hard for $80 to $100. Okay,
$150 on a good day.
The face part of bartending, the actual serving and interacting with the guest, is an extremely important part for the monetary side of it. But the actual job is the setup, the cleaning, the
inventory,
the inventory, the getting of ice. It's actually, you know, the running around, the standing up for 10 hours, the having to be on because even if you're having a bad day, you kind of have to block that out. And I know in a lot of jobs you probably do, but this is more because you don't get to hide in a cubicle.
Nope, you're face to face with everybody.
You don't get to go home and work remotely. You got to be on. It's basically like if you're doing your job well, you should be basically interviewing 24/7. And that's just the facial part. Once you turn around, you got to manually work like you're in a warehouse. You know what I mean? Like you got to really work. It's not just pouring drinks. It's actually really strenuous. And by the end of your shift, your back's going to be hurting. Your feet are going to be hurting.
Over it. You need to sit down for a second.
You know what I mean? I got to buy new shoes every month and a half.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Used to burn through them bad boys. Holes at the bottom. They talking to you on the side.
Yeah. It's actually a really physical job, which is good because it keeps me in shape. Otherwise, I'd be a little obese. Which I'm a hungry hippo. If you didn't notice, this thing don't maintain itself. But yeah, it's actually a really strenuous job, and there's a lot that goes on beyond the scene physically with setup and cleanup. And
especially the cleanup. Like I feel like the setup isn't too bad, but that cleanup after you've had like a busy long shift is like
horrible. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to enjoy it.
No, you have to. You have to enjoy it. You have to like you have to like it.
You have to like people.
That too. But I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Because when I first got into the whole restaurant and everything like that, because I hated talking to people.
You gotta like all kinds of people. You can't You know,
you can't just like
you can't just be judging people. This is a great job to not judge people and to learn how to not be judgmental. You know, you learn how we're a lot more similar no matter who we are.
No matter who you are, where you come from, what your job is, and all that good stuff.
It should be a class in like elementary and high school. You should just be forced to do this.
To do it,
And the more badass like kid you are, you should be like have to do it more.
Yeah.
This is how you become nice. You know?
Teaches
I used
you
to
a
be a
lot.
little bit of a bully.
Yeah.
You know? This job will humble you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I had an attitude problem. So I had to adjust that for sure.
And I like being nice.
It showed in my face. I had to learn to be nice.
Yeah.
I
being
wasn't
nice is
always
good,
nice.
man. Nobody likes a bully.
Nah, not at all. What's your favorite thing about being a bartender?
The people. People and the flexibility. Okay, so I'm ADD, you know. I'm all over the place all the time. And
how does
I don't like
bartending
doing
help with that?
Do what now?
I said, how does bartending help with that? Like,
well, because it's a different environment every single day. And it's a different environment every 45 minutes. You know, there's different people, different situations going on all the time. You can get, which I always usually keep 2 jobs. You know what I mean? Because I don't like to work at the same place. You know,
That
if you work
same
with
routine.
people every day, you know, just like when people in relationships see each other every day, you get on each other's nerves.
You get tired
This
of
is a
it.
job where you can have 2 different ones, work 20 hours a week at each one, and then everybody enjoys each other. You know what I mean? Because we don't see each other so much that it just like wears you down.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't work for
repetitiveness.
everybody, but it works for me. That's where the flexibility comes in. Is understanding that about myself. It allows me to put myself in situations where
Different
I can
scenery.
flourish. You know what I mean? And I can meet a lot of people because I like those people. I like a lot of coworkers. I like I just like people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like being around people. So the flexibility to do that. Also, if you don't have a college degree, which everybody knows college degrees are crazy insane, but beyond that, I was just never a book person. Like, had I went and got medication for my ADHD, I could have got focused and probably got a college degree.
I got you.
Otherwise, just as I don't like to sit in a room and work the same job every day, I didn't like to go to class and study all day. It had nothing to do with intelligence, and as I'm sure a lot of people, it's not intelligence, but it's being able to focus. You know what I mean? Bartending allows you to not be super focused, but then also be hyper focused. You do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like that. Those are some of the things. The ability to find a new job real quick. You're never going to be out of a job.
Never. There's
just
always
like people say nursing, man. People always need nurses. Well, people always need servers. People always need bartenders. And those things translate, especially when you live in a big market like we do.
Yeah.
DFW. If I lose my job today, I could find a job tomorrow. If I don't like my coworkers or my coworkers don't like me, and we're in a situation that is uncomfortable, I can leave it,
switch it up,
and pretty quickly find a new situation where, and I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
flexibility
if you're in a different field and something crazy happens, because we all know crazy things happen at work, man. Sometimes you can lose your job for anything. This is just one of those jobs that you don't have to worry. You're going to find one. I could travel anywhere in the U.S.
and get a job.
And I can get a job doing this, probably making some pretty good money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's something that's always going to be around. Always going to be around and always can fall back on no matter what. Matter what. If you could go back and give yourself advice before your first shift, what would you say to yourself?
Don't do it. Go to college. You're better than this. Take your ass to the gym,
You
No, I'm just kidding.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Before my first shift, I just say, man, you got this.
Thug it
You
out.
got this. I know you got this, so I don't need to tell you this because you are an egotistical B word right now because you're like 22, 23. You just think the whole world's yours.
Yeah.
But you got this. And don't be an a-hole.
Don't be a hero.
But I wouldn't have listened, you know. Kids don't listen.
Especially at that age. Thinking you know it all.
Yeah,
Think
by
you got
kid,
the
I mean
answers to
anybody
everything.
under like 25, sometimes still 35. You
Facts. Still
know?
trying to
Little
learn
crazy
this
baby
life.
kids. You know you are. Get right. It's spanking up in there.
Nah, for real. Because they sure don't believe in that these days.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. But that's it? That's all you would tell yourself? Just don't be an a-hole?
Man, yeah. I don't believe in regrets.
I feel you.
You know, I think God puts us where God puts us. And, you know, knowing that now, so I don't regret anything. You know, I wish I would have known that at that age.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't regret anything, and every mistake and every whatever has given me, you know, some of the most expensive lessons in life are the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So some of the biggest mistakes you make, sometimes the things you lose making your mistakes
Are your biggest lessons for sure.
are the best lessons, but you got to lose a lot to be able to appreciate that lesson sometimes, and that sucks, but that's just how God writes the script.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You always don't realize till after the fact, but still appreciate what you went through
Yeah,
to
man.
get where you got.
And you're not going to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We're going to play a little game of rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Sipping savvies with Gabby.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have that stuck in my head, bro.
Little baby.
I'm going to have to make a little rap about that. Hey.
Hey.
You
Give
a
me the
fool,
beat. Give
bro.
me the beat.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and you just answer them with the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Best cocktail to make.
What you want? What you want? I got you.
I ain't gonna lie,
What
you got me
like?
with that
What
one.
you
I was
like?
what you mean what
What
I
you
want,
like?
bro?
What you drink? Hey, what you drink? That's my
I
favorite.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Most overrated drink.
What you drink? Nah, I just I just like shoot. Most overrated. Lemon drop martini.
Oh, yes. Jesus Christ. I wish they would go away. I'm so over those. Eesh. Get rid of vodka, if I'm being honest. All right. Drink that immediately makes you judge somebody.
Gabby, what you drink? No, drink that immediate a regular martini, because I'm gonna tell you, if you're ordering a vodka martini, you're either an alcoholic or you're underage.
Really? Underage?
Yeah. You little girls, let me tell y'all something.
Trying to be
Y'all be
cute.
trying to get them martinis. Give me that martini, extra 30.
Oh, shit. All right. Funniest customer excuse for a free drink.
Like if the patio's open, there's a fly in my drink.
Oh God, that was literally the
Oh,
worst.
really? With your outside drink? Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a bug. There's a bug in my drink.
And guess
Well, what'd
what?
you expect?
Facts. You're
Yeah.
outside. It's just a little bit of protein.
Get over
Drink it.
here.
Hello. All right. One bar trend you wish would disappear.
Facebook explanations for why you don't tip. That's not a good trend. The other thing, who's the guy? Y'all need to stop watching these reality shows. Bar savers, that old funky
Bar
Sopranos
Rescue?
looking dude. Yeah.
You talk about bar rescue. That is
Hey.
hilarious.
Get out of here, bro. You full of it, bro. Hey, and just because y'all watch Bar Rescue don't mean you know what's going on. What are you talking about? Oh, I watch Bar Rescue. Look, you're going to tell me how to do my job. 20 years I've been doing this. I've been doing this since you was in diapers, little playboy. Get out of here with that. I got your Bar Rescue right here. You know what I'm talking about? We need to have a bartender side of it.
No,
We should have a
definitely.
reality show where the bartender says exactly what he feels.
We
Set
should
that
think
up for me,
about that.
guys. We're gonna get that one set. I'm gonna do this.
We should think about
I got
that.
y'all. We're gonna do this. Set it up for me, Gabby.
Okay.
Sipping savvies with Gabby
Hey.
and tripping with Zachy. Yeah.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
do
we
it.
got to put that in the works,
Yeah.
baby.
Bar tripping with Zaggle. Yeah. Oh, that's a fly in your drink? Do you want another? That's protein. Get out of here.
Thank
you need
you.
some because you don't drink too much. You need to eat
Swallow
some.
it down,
Yeah.
baby. Swallow it down.
Yeah.
Okay. The best way to cut off someone without drama.
Call the police.
911.
Come and get him,
Come
player.
get him. Don't even worry about it.
The best way to cut someone off without drama is the honest answer to that is you got to let them know that you're doing it in their best interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you got to try and do it in a way that you're explaining that, look, I'm
You
not trying to
almost
make
gotta,
you
like,
defensive, but I think that I'm getting to a point where I might have overserved you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want you to hurt yourself on the way home or hurt somebody else.
Right.
You know, and I've been where you're at right now, and I don't think you're overboard, but I think you're close. And
might as well stop right now.
Yeah.
Stop now.
I want to chill
want you
you
to
out.
make
You know
it
what I'm saying?
home
If I get
safe.
you
Yeah.
some food, you know what I mean? Get you some water.
That'd be
and let's get
my
you home
first
safe
thing.
because I really
Yeah.
like you and I want you to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's probably the best way. The other way is to call the police.
Absolutely.
Like,
Especially
seriously.
get
You know what I'm
outrageous.
saying? Because
Yeah.
everybody sobers up when when officer
Be
get
like,
right
you know
here.
what? You're
They're
right.
like,
You're
"Oh,
right."
Sorry, officer. Man, I just need a taxi. That's all I need.
Just needed a little
Another
cold
shot.
water.
I think they misunderstood me. I didn't want a shot. I wanted a taxi. I wanted a shot to get home safe and sound.
If you could bartend anywhere in the world, where would that be at?
Right where I am.
I know that's right.
You know what I mean?
Respect.
You gotta
bro.
be happy
Where
you
at?
are.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're trying to think about places you wish you were, you're not being appreciative of
What
what,
you have.
and where you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're living in your head.
Yeah,
So,
buddy.
wherever I am bartending, you know, ideally I could focus on the fact that this is where I am, this is where I want to be.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I know that's right. Well, this was fun. This was so fun.
Yeah.
Your answers were amazing.
Appreciate that. Keeping it real.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Well, Zach, I just want to thank you for taking the time out today to come and join us here on the podcast, setting the record straight, letting all the haters know
That's right.
we bust our ass around here.
Get
Okay,
your mind right, guys.
Hello, we not just pouring up a little drink and handing it off.
It's not all fun and thrills. It's the
Do
real
you hear
deals.
me?
You know what I'm saying?
Do you hear me? It gets stressful and everything,
It
just
is.
like
It's a
any
tough
other job.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
seriously.
We'll let you know, man.
Yeah,
it really
buddy.
Is. It's a hard job, Gabby.
Yeah, man. But we get through it. We get the job done, and we have fun in the same time.
And there's a lot to appreciate.
Absolutely,
with the job.
absolutely. And if you're out there listening,
That's
I just
you
want
players. Let them know.
make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us
comment,
know.
subscribe. That's right.
Let us know in the comments if there's anything that y'all would like us to talk about, and we can make sure that we go ahead and get that going. Also, make sure you go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at DFW Bartending for cocktail recipes, behind-the-scene content, and updates on future episodes. Until then, we will see y'all next time. Love, peace, and hair grease. Yeah, buddy. That was cool, bro.
That's great.
Right, man. Yeah.
Sipping savvies with Gabby.
Okay, Zach.